Oasis Talk, make some noise, everybody. We are at UIPS, where their favorite meat is the jaja, and their favorite fruit is tufaha, and their favorite dance is Zumba. Okay, so we're doing well. Everybody is paying attention. They're participating, which is really nice. Remember, if you raise your hand, we can get the microphone to you, or just let the teacher know as well, and speaker as well. So our next speaker for Oasis now, we're going to be talking about the importance of looking after our ocean. Do we like the ocean? Yes. Do we love the ocean? Yes. Do we swim in the ocean? Yes. It'd be weird if the ocean was dirty, right? We want to keep it clean, yes? And safe. But we also like to eat things from the ocean, right? What do we eat from the ocean? Fish. What else? Shrimp. Mussels. That's right. That's pretty much correct. That's pretty much the whole menu at Dampa. That's pretty good. So now, at this point, we would now like to call on our next speaker. Same thing. We'll give him a warm round of applause. We'll welcome him to the school. We'll listen, and we'll pay attention as well. Yes? Give it up, everybody, for Mr. Ben from Azraq.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Nice. Yes, thanks for the nice introduction. Today, I want to speak with you about the oceans. I'm here from the organization Azraq. Yeah, as you all know, that means blue, exactly. Blue as we want the oceans to be, right? And Azraq is a non-profit organization with two main objectives. The first one is we want to achieve cleaner and healthier oceans by increasing the protection of oceanic ecosystems and marine life. So, yeah, basically we want to keep all the animals in the ocean safe. And the second one is to raise awareness of issues impacting the marine environment. So, things that are going wrong, what can we do about it? And our topic of today is marine debris. These are the main points we want to talk about today. What is marine debris? What is the impact of marine debris? Why care? Why should we care as human beings? What are common marine debris items? And how can we keep our oceans safe? And specifically, you and I, what can we do about it? So the first point, what is marine debris? Anything that was man-made, created by human beings, and is disposed of or abandoned in our oceans is marine debris. So sands, rocks, these are things that are naturally inside the oceans. But if we create plastic bottles or clothes or anything that might end up in the oceans and doesn't belong there, that is marine debris. And there's no place on Earth that is immune to this problem. So even the countries that are not actually bordering the oceans will eventually be affected by marine debris. And we will learn later today why is that. If we take a look at the stuff that is dropped in the oceans, we can see that approximately 80% of the marine debris is made of waste plastic. 20% made up of other materials, such as glass, metal, paper, anything except plastic, more or less. So that's what we call marine debris. What is the impact that material has? First one, ingestion. Second one, ghost fishing and entanglement. Hazard to navigation. Also, it's a danger to human health, and it comes at an economic cost. Let's take a deeper look at these issues at hand. Marine debris ingestion. What do we mean by that? All marine animals, including birds, often mistake the debris for food. Many animals, both on the land and sea, have been found with stomachs full of plastic. So why does it happen? The problem with plastic, waste plastic in general, is that Well, when it enters the ocean, it might look like that back here. But I know most of you already know that over the years, the plastic will fall apart into smaller plastic particles. That may take 1 year, 10 years, or even 100 years. And the smaller particles again fall apart into even smaller bits, which then are called microplastics. So at one point on the timeline, these plastic particles might look like food to some fish, to a bird, to a turtle, etc. And they mistake it for food. They swallow it, and they have a false sensation of feeling full, right? Their stomach is full, but they didn't actually get any nutrition they need. And that's the issue. With a full stomach, they still starve to death. So that's why the marine debris kills animals of all size inside our oceans. There's another issue. Not all debris is plastic bags, bottles. We also have these so-called ghost nets. Why do we call them that? Well, they are floating through the oceans without any ship or human being connected to them. They are dropped at some point, maybe because they're broken, maybe they were lost during fishing. Either way, that ghost gear might wrap around different type of animals, and eventually they are unable to move, to breathe, or to eat. And again, that comes at the cost of their lives. So, entanglement is the second major issue. So, why is it dangerous for us as well? Because we are not swimming in the oceans and swallow whatever we find there, right? But these plastic particles, most of them contain toxins. These toxins are not only dangerous to the animals, but also to us. And the way they get into us is, remember in the very beginning you were asked, do you like to eat fish, seafood, mussels? And all these animals, they might have digested plastic, ingested plastic before. And the plastic particles and the toxins might still be in their bodies when you eat them. So, remember when I told you that even countries not bordering the oceans are affected by marine debris? Let's imagine a country that has no coast at all. But the people there would still eat fish, right? The people there would still have a pizza with seafood on it, etc. So they still swallow these plastics and the toxins. And the toxins inside these plastics affect us negatively. They are linked to reproductive, developmental, behavioral, neurological, endocrine, and immunologic effects on humans. So many different type of health issues arise from that. So marine debris is also a danger to human life and health. Damage to shipping vessels, this might not be so obvious, but if we remember the ghost nets, they might just entangle in the propeller blades, the cooling engines that draw water from the outside. And of course, we rely on the ships to get food from A to B, cargo, passenger transportation, and yeah, that is also negatively affected by marine debris. Economic loss. If we see that picture, maybe you've seen similar pictures, especially from tourist destinations. It costs a lot of money to clean up these beaches. Also, tourism is affected negatively by that. For who wants to go to a beach that looks like that? People will not be paying for that. So countries with a lot of debris on the beaches and in the water, they have huge economic loss due to that. This one is Maya Bay in Thailand, and it has actually shut down for a while due to the damages caused by human activity and the marine debris. And this is just one example. There are many, many similar beaches around the world. And one big issue that arose only during the recent years, everyone here is wearing a mask. And most of these masks are one-use items. Is that right? Yes. So may I ask who's wearing a mask that can be reused? Please raise your arm. Reuse? Yeah, reuse. Like a cotton mask that can be washed. Oh, I count a 0, right? That means only today that many masks will be dropped into the trash. Now imagine a group of similar scale goes to the beach. They wear the mask, maybe inside the bus, but when they come out, they are happy to take off the mask, right? Unfortunately, many of these masks just would be dropped on the beach and end up in the oceans. So ASRAC is also actively cleaning the beaches. We do beach cleanups on a regular basis, and later on we will see which items we constantly find there. Masks are definitely one of the top items. Now it's getting less because people don't wear the mask when they are going to the beach. But in the first 2 years of the pandemic, literally anyone would drop the mask just on the beach ground. So here, for example, you can see that just within 1 week, 70 masks were found on a very short shoreline in Hong Kong. And even here in Dubai, it was pretty much the same. Here's one note for you, for the UAE in particular. If anyone comes across an animal, including birds, entangled in a face mask or entangled in anything else or struggling, they can report it to the EAD on 800-555. So there are actually agencies here in the UAE to protect the animals, also to clean the beaches, etc. But it actually requires all of us to help. So why should we care, us, the humans in particular? From a personal point of view, we heard that many of you like to eat fish, seafood. So to keep doing that, we need to make sure that these animals stay healthy. For recreational activities, we want to go to the beach, swim in the sea, and we don't want to touch cigarettes, plastic, and whatever is there currently, right? We want clean beaches, clean ocean. For our own health, because we want to stay healthy, we don't want to ingest these toxins. From an ethical point of view, of course, we love animals, right? We don't want them to suffer for no reason, and particularly not just because we dropped something on the ground. And last but not least, we have something called the trophic cascade. So what does that mean? Remember the microplastics in the ocean that can be ingested by literally all type of animals, no matter how tall or small they are. So what could actually happen is that if our oceans are flooded in waste plastics, then that could harm a whole species. If we don't take care of a whole species being killed by us or by the marine debris, it might affect the whole food chain. I'm sure you all know how the food chain is working. From us, the top of the food chain, all the way to the planktons in the ocean, the animals are connected, right? And if we take out one part of that food chain, then the links above and below will also be affected. So we cannot even imagine what might happen if multiple species in the ocean get extinct for that reason. And the results of that are called the trophic cascade. So we talked a lot already, or I talked a lot already. Now I want to ask you, what do you think are the most common marine debris items we, Azraq, find during our beach cleanups? So that is Sunset Beach here in Dubai. And what do you think are the most common items? Yes, please.
Herd pies.
Pardon?
Herd pies.
Yes, we find them. Thank you. Masks, yes, as well, masks, yeah.
Cigarette butts.
Cigarette butts, that's right. Not only waste plastic, cigarette butts, especially here at Sunset Beach. If you dig through the sand, you will find 5 to 10 cigarette butts covered below the sand.
A water bottle.
Exactly, water bottles and yeah, any kind of plastic bottles, yeah.
Plastic wrappers.
Plastic wrappers, that's right. A lot of wrappers.
Cans. 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 C-A-N-S. Cans.
Ah, cans, yes, cans. Sorry. Cans as well, yes. Not everyone is using bottles, but the cans also end up there. And even though the alloy and metals do not fall apart that quickly or fall apart at all, it's still ending up in the oceans, endangering the animals. Maybe here?
Plastic utensils.
Plastic utensils, yes, that's right. Fork, knife, spoon. Yes, plastic bottles, not only water bottles, also other bottles, of course, any type of bottles. Maybe 2 more over here, and then I'll show you a list of the most common items. Most of them you already checked.
Plastic straws.
Yes, thank you. Straws, in particular plastic straws.
Leftover chip bags.
Yes, we find them a lot because people love to combine a drink, like a soda can, plastic bottle, a bag where they carry it, and then some potato crisps, for example. Yeah. So, let's check the list of the most common items. The bottles and the caps, right? We find them in separate places. A bottle here, colored cap somewhere else. Food wrappers, straws and stirrers. And the straws are very sad because no one actually needs them, right? Maybe the very young kids, but drinking from a can with a straw creates 2 separate items. And especially for straws, there are very good alternative items. Bamboo straws, even noodle or paper straws. Reusable plastic straws even. Bags, different types of bags. The PPE, private protection equipment like masks. And then non-plastics, we have the glass bottles, which are very annoying as well because once they are broken, they also are dangerous for everyone. And the cigarette butts, which really are annoying, right? If you go to the beach, you will constantly trap into cigarette butts. So what can we do to keep our oceans safe? We have 4 different R's that we can do. Well, actually 5, because reuse and repurpose can be 5, yeah. First one is to refuse. Refuse to use one-use items. We can use reusable bottles, reusable straws, like I mentioned, masks, tote bags instead of plastic bags, and of course, don't even start smoking or quit smoking for those who actually do it. I hope none of you. So that will keep your wallet safe, the beaches, and your health. We can reduce unnecessary plastic items. We can always use sustainable alternatives, even if we want to use bags, towels, clothes. We can make sure that there's no plastic inside. Especially clothes. most of us don't even realize how much plastic is inside them. And if we wash them in the washer, small particles, microplastics, go into the water as well. We can reuse and repurpose. Well, nowadays there are also companies who do that. You can hand in your trash and they will create bricks, for example. But on a small scale, you can do that at home. Use plastic for arts, etc. And last, but definitely not least, recycle. So most of the waste we create cannot be recycled. That means we need to make sure that we create less waste. But 9% of the waste we create can actually be recycled. And that means we recreate bottles out of them. Or a bottle can turn into clothes. Anything that gives them a new purpose. Unfortunately, the idea that only 9% can be recycled also means that 91%, even if you drop them in the right bin, end up in landfills. And landfills, that means it is stored there for a while. It does not fall apart for a long time. And this is something that in the future will create a problem, because there's only so much waste that we can just drop into a hole in the sand, right? So these 5 R's we need to make sure are constantly thought about by everyone, not only us. And that's why what we can do is we can do it ourselves, but for example, what ASRAC is doing, we can educate others. We can speak about it with them. Then we can motivate them to do it themselves, to think about it. And last but not least, we try to activate people to actively do something about it, not only to follow these 5 R's, but to, for example, join our beach cleanups, become ASRAC member. We also have other cool activities like ocean cleanups, where we go diving and take out debris from the oceans. We plant mangrove trees, etc., etc. So there are a lot of cool things we do, and that you could also do together with us. Yes, there's a question. Well, not all of our activities are available to people below 18. So, for example, the diving, we can only allow our members when they are a little bit older. But the beach cleanups, for example, that's a good start. And once people turn 18, they can join also the other activities. So these are some of the alternatives that can be used. This is ASRAC's online shop. It's a non-profit shop, so whatever comes in there will be reused to save the environment. But I only want to show you what you can use to reduce waste plastic. Masks, as I mentioned, you can use washable masks. Tote bags when you go shopping, and tell the people not to provide your plastic bag. Bottles, of course, instead of one-use items. Utensils, we heard earlier. You can actually create everything from bamboo. Bamboo fork, spoon, knife, straws. And coffee and tea mugs, for example. Yeah, there's a lot you can do without actually actively thinking about it, right? Because once you set up your equipment, you are good to go. There's one more question, please. Cora ball? I actually don't know. It's available in the ASRAC store. If you're very interested, you can check the store. But I really don't know what a Cora ball is. Check it up. Google it.
It's a rubber stress reliever, I think. It's one of those things.
There we go. That's a Cora ball. I think there are even more things in the Astruck store that I don't even know what they're for, but yeah. All right, so thank you all for listening to this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. And as I said, you can stay in touch with Azraq. We have Instagram, Facebook, our website. And maybe you one day join us to clean the beaches. Hope to see you there one day. And have a great day. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody. Say thank you, Mr. Ben. Say thank you, Mr. Ben. He's actually, my other half is from where he's from. So that's my other half. But really good speech. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. And also, I try to sound smart with the Cora ball, but it's actually not a stress ball. It sounded like a good guess, though. It sounded like a good guess. It's one of those balls that catches, like it attracts hair and threads. So it's, yeah, if you guys know that. Cora Nabal. So we have a special guest that's going to be visiting us from outside as well as two people who are very close to you guys. We have a plaque of appreciation that we'd like to show and to give to you guys as well. But before we call them, we just want to say thank you for listening. You guys were great. You were disciplined. You were respectful. So give yourselves a round of applause. I was really laughing at, I think one of the answers was plastic wrapper, and I just imagined a wrapper who was plastic. But yeah, I guess our special guest is here. So in order for me to actually give you guys the plaque of appreciation, we have two people. Let's settle down. I know he's been to the gym, and he's saving the world as well. He has his cape, and he's ready to go. But can we call on two people that are very dear to you, of course? Miss Grace and Miss Rosemary, your principal, of course, to accept the plaque of appreciation. And everybody, give it up for Nassir, the planet savior. Nassir. So Nassir, join me here. Oh, fist bump. All right, so Nassir has been saving the world, and he represents, of course, everything that we talk about when it comes to saving the environment. So Nassir, what do you have to say to the school today? He has a sore throat, so I have to, yeah. He said, no way. And then, So he said UIPS has been the best school so far when it comes to paying attention. He says he loves you all. And also, where have you been? Or have you been to the recycling? And then, yeah, okay. I know, okay. So he's been recycling, he's been saving the world, he's been going around talking to schools. So this is Nassir. And Nassir is going to help me in presenting the plaque of appreciation. May I have the plaque, please? Yes. So, for being an advocate of sustainability and health, inspiring kids to make positive changes, this goes to you guys. And of course, we'd like to call on Miss Rosemary and Miss Grace to accept the plaque of appreciation. So this is for you, ma'am. And I think we'll be taking some pictures in the middle. And if you'd like to say a few words also, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being here. I know they've appreciated too much. And then, thank you, Sir Oliver, for organizing this also. Thank you.
All right. We'll take one picture. Everybody say cheese. Cheese. Everybody here, not there. All right, thank you so much. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Nassir. Thank you. You're welcome. Nassir, you may now go back to, where were you going to go, to the gym? All right, bro. Curls? Is it ab day? All right. So everybody say bye, Nassir. Bye, Nassir. So that was Nassir. His cape is a little off, but he's going to go and save the day. So again, thank you so much. This was our first batch, and I'm just going to get a drink. Yes, Oasis, yeah. Just showing the camera. Oh, but it's plastic. It's plastic. I'm so torn. What do I do? Okay, I'll recycle it. So at this point, I think you guys are going to be receiving your gift bags on your way out. And Mr. Oliver, thank you again so much. Let's give Mr. Oliver a round of applause. Thank you so much. And we are now going to shut down from the feed. So everybody say bye to the camera. Bye-bye. See you later. UIPS is the best. But we're also humble. We're also humble. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Oh, we'll have one line.